Hello, welcome to the show. I'm here's Lily, and this
And I'm Dave.
That's Dave. And on tonight's show, we are going to be looking at our favourite space toys. We're going out of this world, and pick you up. No, that's pick you on it. And we're also going to be discussing toys that we could have collected.
Yes, and we'll have some recent toy news and our pickups and some very special guests. So let's get into it, shall we? Toy me, Lee.
Toy you, Dave.
Yeah, here we are again.
Here we go
Sunday
again.
evening.
On a Sunday. I'm just going to apologise in advance. I've had a brilliant weekend, so I'm feeling the effects of it now. So if I feel a bit slower than usual, which is saying something, my apologies.
All right, cool. So, shall we bring in our lovely guest for the evening?
I think we shall.
One by one. It's a full-scale cosmic invasion. All members of the Cosmic Council are with us. So we've got Gareth. We've got Ed. Hello. And we've got Andy joining us as a first-time guest. Welcome.
Hello.
Good evening, all.
The crossover nobody asked for, but you're getting it anyway.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves.
Nobody asked for this, so I don't have to be here. I could have been sat downstairs watching Call the Midwife.
Too late, Ed. No backsies.
well, hold on. What do you mean watching the midwife? You could be watching Toy Me, Toy You. It's a much better programme.
When's it on?
Some point today, I think.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Now? All right, well, I'll get on then, so I'll go and watch it. Is that all right?
You missed it. I heard the Cosmic Council's on this week. Should be a good show.
What do you want them on for? Although, one of the chaps ain't bad. I must admit, there's one of the chaps I do like, but other two, you know.
And the other one is so pretentious.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right. Thank you for joining us in the chat. We've got a few. We've got Bobbermarts, Buford, Benjamin, Joshy. Lovely stuff.
All the good ones.
Yeah, we tend to
all
have
the best people here.
We've got all the cool people. We get all the best people. Yeah.
So let's get on with the show and do a little bit of recent toy news, shall we?
Happy days.
Okay, here we go. We'll start off with a bit of SH Figuarts. This is,
Jiraiya.
if I can pronounce it correctly, Jiraiya. I don't know this franchise very well, but this is from
Sage
Naruto.
Mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jiraiya Sage Mode.
Hidden Leaf Heroic Master Sage Jiraiya.
Why he's got a ball of wool?
That's the Rasengan.
He's
There
what?
we go.
Does he come with boobs?
I know nothing about this except that it's a fun-looking figure, and he's got a ponytail, which is cool.
Well, Jiraiya is known within canon, within the show, as the pervy old sage because he likes perving over young women. So, does he come with boobs?
No.
Or a certain
Comes with a scroll, and he comes with 2 sage toads, apparently.
Or is he trying to do the Kamehameha?
Fukusaku and Shima.
Very good.
Are there any fans of this?
I've been assimilated by a Dalek, by the way.
I'm not being familiar with the show. I just put this here because it looked quite interesting as a figure in itself. But are there any fans of the show here?
Yeah, I used to watch it as a kid.
I've seen it. It's not the worst anime out there.
They've just brought it back on Netflix, haven't they? So if anyone fancy watching it. There you go. Just I thought
There he
I
is,
just found the
crouching
first
down on
series.
all fours.
Out of curiosity, is there any way that we can have faces on the other side and then Andy's not getting covered over?
I hope that they can. I hope that you can.
Can you not? Okay.
I am being
That's
excluded.
probably a bit-
We can take the comments down for a minute. Hello, Andy. Right.
Thank you.
If you upset us, you'll go back in there. So don't be criticising Donatello or anything like that.
Don't know who.
The darlings are fan of Naruto.
They're very good figures of these, aren't they?
They always look like quality figures. These
They
SH
do.
squats, don't they?
They do.
So I'm confused. Does he not have? He doesn't actually have hands for feet. He can just sort of elongate his feet when he feels like it.
I'm guessing that happens in the later series because I've seen the. I'm not a fan. I've seen the first 9 series, and
Only 9 series.
Okay.
yeah, and then it becomes
Yeah.
Naruto Shippuden, which is supposed to be a little bit grown up and is more powerful, and
Yeah.
it's exactly the same as the rest of the series, though. I've not seen him do what it's showing you in these images, so I'm assuming it comes from the later series.
Well, anyway, he looks quite cool.
It does. It does.
And then
He's a
I
perv.
saw this. This is made by a company called Meti Toys, which I'm not really familiar with.
Good.
And this is their Adventurers World Tiger Vanguard Jin Shan Jun. I think it's probably one of those Chinese companies.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, 1/10 scale. He is 9.45 inches tall, so quite big. And an
Wow.
anthropomorphic tiger. Looks
So
cool.
basically, he's a Thundercat.
Basically, yeah.
in,
But we
in a manner of speaking.
Does he come in green?
No.
He could be green.
Does he come in black?
He comes with a little frog, which seems to be a theme.
That seems to be the theme of the day, isn't it? Froggy.
Frog,
And
yeah.
some cool weapons. Loads of detail on it. Does look cool. This is up on an American site. Big Bad Toy Store is the only place I've seen this. $135. So about £105 converted. And of course, you'd have to pay to import it. So you'd have
And
to
you're
pay.
probably going to get stuck at customs.
Yeah.
So probably about 135, 140 quid.
Yeah.
Nice, though.
It's
Does
cool.
look really nice.
How many
Couple of
weapons?
different
does he come with?
heads,
He's got
lots of
loads.
weapons, loads and loads of paint on there, isn't there? Lots of little details. The
I wonder if
swords
he
look
likes
weathered.
frosted.
Is he about the
I
size
think
of
they're
those?
great, you would say.
Is he about the size of those Thundercats figures that you've got in store, Gareth? Or are they a little bit smaller than this?
You've got the Super, is it Super 7?
Oh,
You've got
I
the
have-
black boxed ones.
Technically, they're the same scale if they're 1/10 scale.
Yeah,
but
they're
he's big.
112, aren't they?
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they're all about 7 inches, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Well, I think they're like
Well, the
6.5
main
to
cast
7.
anyway.
Yeah.
Did he,
They're-
did he really need the tail? The tail looked like it was glued on afterwards as an afterthought.
Of course he needs a tail. He's a tiger. Now, he could have tucked it under and had it poking out the front instead. Probably not the best idea.
I see what you're getting at, Andy. Compared with the rest, it does look a bit like Play-Doh.
Yeah, exactly. That.
And he can point at you if you like.
Come on,
So
pointy
that's good.
fingers.
Pointy finger.
Yeah, he's going nice. Stop
I
taking
love
the
the
piss out of
arm.
my tail.
I love the armour. It's really well detailed.
Yeah, the sculpt's awesome.
It's-
It's
yeah.
a terrific sculpt.
And that must be one of their
Panda.
previous toys. Kung Fu
Or
Panda.
upcoming. It's not a Kung Fu Panda at all.
No, definitely not.
No, for reasons of trademark, it's definitely not.
And then I think I've seen this one before somewhere, but it was on a news site again, so I put it on there. And this is Iron Factory's Iron Samurai series, Hoshitaki. So their take on an art fire, basically. And And I haven't seen this for sale anywhere, but their Inferno sold for about £35. So they're only little guys.
Is this like Legends kind of
About,
scale?
about 4 inches tall. And I like Artfire. I got the Generation Select Artfire from Hasbro.
Has it
And then
yellowed?
that yellowed horribly, so I got
Yeah.
rid of it. But yeah, I like this take, this kind of samurai look on him. And
There's almost something
crossbow
Lego-y
weapons.
about him.
There's something blockies about him.
Yeah.
He's very toy-y.
Hmm.
But yeah, I quite like it. I think it looks cool. I haven't really got into third-party Transformers, but if I was going to get any of the Legend scale stuff, it'd probably be the Iron Factory stuff that I'd go for. Because I think they're a little bit different in the way they do it. They put their own take on things.
Right, so
I like his
change.
weapon. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
I'm guessing
The long,
that's his ladder,
the
isn't
long
it?
pointy stick of doom.
Yeah, but I don't know what sort of weapon it's supposed to represent. Maybe a crossbow or something. Or just a whacking stick, depending how he holds it.
A whacking stick.
It looks a bit like the glider that Anne uses in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It looks like a pogo stick if he jumps on it.
Yeah, it's a pogo stick. Excellent.
He's going to bounce the enemy to death.
Sold. I'm getting one.
Yeah.
I just want to buy it just to picture the pogo stick now.
And there's his adorable little fire engine mode.
I think now it just looks daft.
Yeah, it's
Keep it in robot mode.
It's gloriously daft. I like it. I like daft.
It looks a bit super deformed, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a bit Play School-esque.
Looks like one of them amphibious cars.
Oh no, I know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of what was that? Was that the Rescue Squad or something? Transformers. Do you know that one?
Rescue.
Oh, Rescue Boss.
Yeah, looks like one of those.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It looks better than a bot.
Well, I think it looks cool anyway. So. And then we've got some Masters of the Universe. This is their Battle of Eternia multi-pack. This is the Origins scale one, so like the 5.5 inches multi-pack. And in it, you get a Paragon Champion, Skell Knight, and Horde Revenant, and Pit Warden.
I don't know who any of them are.
Now, these are all obviously random background warriors. I think these are just to sort of build out your armies, really.
Oh, it's like an army building pack, right?
Yeah.
They look almost like if another company was trying to knock off He-Man, that's what they'd make. But instead, these are official knockoffs.
Yes.
Official bootlegs of Motor.
If you can't beat them, join them, innit?
Yeah.
We'll make our own knockoffs.
Yeah.
The white one looks like when they did Man of War in the Masterverse. Like,
Yeah, it looks like the Eternian.
Yeah,
guard,
it's
isn't
a
it?
man at
Eternian
arms sort
guard.
of guard.
yeah,
isn't it?
but yeah. But Man of Arms became Man of War, didn't he, in the recent Netflix series, and they did a toy of it in Masterverse. And he was white and gold. So it's a lot like that. I don't know if these are established characters anywhere. I'm certainly not familiar with them.
Unless they're from Revelations or something, I don't know.
You know what they're going to be, don't you? When you read the comic books and you've got your characters interacting in the foreground, there's someone at the back just filling in the void.
Yeah.
This will be a collection of them.
Yeah.
Either that or they're animation errors.
Yeah.
They're the second stringers. They're the wannabes.
Yeah.
They're the acid storm
Yeah.
and sunstorm of
If
Motor.
you wanted to see them from behind, there you go. That's the money shot.
Oh, they have
Nice.
And yeah, I've got the Masterverse. I haven't got into the Origins line, but I think they look quite cool. Fun toys. I like a bit of Masters of the Universe. And then we've got this weird thing. Takara, being completely insane as they are giving us this Transformers Wild King.
Right.
So what you've got there is an Optimus Prime, obviously in the middle, with 4 energy beasts attached to him.
Oh, they're all beasts.
Light Long, being a giraffe, Hydrophant, who's the elephant one on the other shoulder, Captain Volker is the red one, who's some sort of dinosaur, and Leafback, who's the green one, who's I think a Triceratops. Yeah, so we'll go through and have a look at these. So apparently the Optimus and Megatron are going to be $34 each. So that's about 25 quid, isn't it? That's a deluxe price point. And the little ones are going to be $19 each. So
It's
that'd be
biting
about
his
15
tongue
quid.
valiantly.
Really random.
So there's 100 quid in a set.
Yeah. And you can get a Megatron, and then the same beasts will attach to Megatron
Of course they will.
in that formation. Or I think you can put them on different parts of the body.
Because why wouldn't Autobots want to attach to the Decepticon leader? That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. The Megatron is bearable.
Hmm.
The beasts are a bit bad. So they each come with this little piece that attaches to their chest as well.
Yeah, please explain the leaf.
I don't really know what's going on there.
No, this is completely new. This.
Yeah,
So-
and
That's
Yeah.
their minicons.
Yeah, that's pretty what I'm guessing what it's going to be. It's going to be something like that, isn't it?
Mm.
yeah. So you can use the 4 leaf pieces on the chest clearly, and they make like a formation like that.
Totally. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That'll defend him from a strong breeze every minute.
Some sort of powered up mode, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not so.
What is going on with that elephant?
It's almost like battle beasts. They're going fire, water, earth, wind. You know.
It's got very chunky legs at the rear there. Love his rear legs. It's like, oh, it's got proper thighs. Look at them.
Very odd.
What? Why have they got hexagons everywhere? They look like
It's so you
they're
can
weapon
peg weapons
ports.
into them, isn't it? But the
Oh, that's
5mm
peg.
ports.
Is that not where they lock onto? Is it actually that?
Yeah, so you can stick your guns into the sides. And it's quite a common thing with Transformers, these modern Transformers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have really gone to town with it. They don't normally have that many. Yeah, very odd.
No.
They don't look good at all. I don't know what's going on.
They remind me of the old Beast Wars figures a bit.
Yeah, he's got a
No,
thick back
no,
end
they
as
look
well.
nothing like Beast Wars.
The little ones I used to get, they look a little
Do
bit
not
like in a
offend
robot
Beast
mode.
Wars. You've just got yourself a Waspinator. You know that they look nothing like Beast Wars.
Yeah, but I didn't get Waspinator that because that's how much I know about them. There you go.
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the love.
I'm a Transformers fan, but this isn't the reason I'm a Transformers.
It strikes me. I didn't particularly want to comment on these, but it gives me a vibe of maybe Takara chasing the Megazord market.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You know,
Oh,
going
yeah.
with the but yeah, I don't think they're worth a dignified response, to be fair. Listen, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Dignified responses.
I'm sure there'll be, well, there might be kids out there that'll go mad for them, but I don't think kids are buying these kind of toys at the moment. But there'll probably be some collectors that will buy them just because they've got the name Transformers on them. But no, they're a bit naff looking, I
They
think.
are.
I mean, at least they're trying
not
something
for me.
different, aren't they? It's
The concept, I don't find fault with the concept. Just
Andy's just made a valid point in the comments. But that's actually what I liked about what they announced at New York Toy Fair recently. A lot of they were obviously kids' toys. I think you talked about them on your last show, Lee, Dave, and I thought they're not something that I would expect any adult collectors to seriously collect. But for kids' toys, they looked great. I think they looked a lot better than these do.
Yeah, I just don't think these look good. Like I can appreciate a good toy made for kids, but this isn't it as far as I'm concerned.
Phil's right, just in time as we're talking about Transformers.
Hey.
Yeah, have we got any more Transformers to talk about while Phil's here? Because he loves Transformers.
Well, since Phil missed this, we'll go back and talk about these again.
No, God.
Have we got any other Transformers
Let's
to
move
talk
on.
about?
Right. Jada Toys, Street Fighter. They're doing a Player 2 colours, Guile. There you go.
Repaints!
This is a Target exclusive in the US, so I don't know where it's going to be available in the UK. We'll see. If it is available, it might be £25 like the others, or it might be an inflated price. Does anybody want one of these with blue clothes instead of green ones?
No.
I bet there will be people out there that do.
There will.
I find his number of joints disturbing.
They're actually really good figures of these. Very, very good figures. Yeah. They're far better than what you seem to get from other manufacturers at the same price point.
What's your preferred number of joints, Andy? 5?
It just looks like he's got some sort of musculoskeletal disease or something.
It's nice.
I think what it is. I think the shoulder joints would have been benefited of being recessed slightly, rather than at the moment the way it is at style at the moment. It just looks like balls slapped onto like either side of his shoulders.
They do it so they can get more motion forwards and backwards, don't they?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
I mean, I can obviously that photo there. You can see that it's got butterfly joints on it. There, you can see. But yeah,
I think it's the problem, isn't there? When effectively he's like a cartoon character in most iterations, so they're just trying to give him maximum flexibility, aren't they?
Yeah. Then he can do fighting poses. And he can comb his hair.
Yeah, he can comb his hair.
That's important.
That solid mass of plastic that is his hair.
He's
Requires
got
great
to
deal of
maintain his look.
is it
Your
hair?
imagination, Andy.
Is it hair or is
It's
it a
real
plate that's on the top of his head? While he's not fighting, he can carry drinks around and serve.
Okay.
Oh, I know what this is.
Has anybody got $1,000 to spare? This is a Blitzway 1/6 scale Back to the Future 2 DeLorean.
Wow. Gosh.
$1,000. This is up for.
Great.
Again, I haven't seen a UK seller, but that would be £775. If it does make its way to the UK, of course, it will be more than that.
Didn't Hot Toys already release one of these?
They did. They released one of these from Back to the Future. This is from Back to the Future Part 2.
Right.
Well, it's from right at the end of Back to the Future as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. And it's an entirely different vehicle, of course.
Yes, it is.
It is.
They did release one. It was released a few years ago. It's now discontinued and it's sold out and it's above retail. So this will actually be a cheaper option to buy this model. Believe it or not.
But not a cheap one. By any stretch of the imagination.
Will 1/6 scale figures actually fit in it?
Yeah.
They will.
They should.
Yeah,
You'll
that will
probably end up
should.
breaking the steering wheel off when you try and make the hands grip around it. But yes, they'll fit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks very nice.
It is. It's a thing of beauty, but it's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
And also,
It's
where
not
would you
nice.
put something this big? It's crazy.
Garage.
It's huge.
Hold on, we've got the sizes here.
Go ahead.
29.2 inches long, 13.7 inches wide, 9.7
Wow.
inches tall. Enormous.
it's like a meter long, isn't it? Give or take, probably. 12,
That's
24,
bonkers.
8. Oh, no, maybe not as much as a
13
meter.
inch wide. 13.5 inch wide. Yep, that's a big thing. It's a niche piece, isn't it? I think it's like, you know, if you've got the money and if you've got the space, it's not a mainline or mainstream collectible, is it? Really?
No, it's going to be a limited audience, isn't it? But it does look very, very cool.
I do know their Ecto 1 is supposed to be the crown jewels of the Ghostbusters collection. So I imagine this will be very, very good.
I suppose if you wanted a centerpiece or several centerpieces, probably this would make sense, wouldn't it? But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy this instead of an actual car if you wanted.
Not at the current second-hand prices, no.
And you could probably just about ride around on it.
If you get two, one on each foot.
Yeah.
I only need the one at the moment.
Have you put wheels on the other one already?
You won't need to worry about the roads, will you?
Go Cosmic Ski Boot.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Is there any pictures of whether or not it comes with a display stand so you can flip the wheels down for flight mode?
Oh, good question.
No, that's all the pictures I've got.
Right.
Can you even flip? Can you flip the wheels down?
Well, and another good.
It's just showing it like this at the moment. I should hope you can for the price.
Well, I don't know.
We shall have to wait and see.
Well,
It's
it's
literally just been announced, though, hasn't it? So maybe those will come in the
this is
second
new
drop of
news.
images.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're holding out on us.
I thought they'd have shown that off if it could do that, though.
It's like the two things the Back to the Future car needs to do. Or doors need to open like proper, and the wheels need to flip.
Yeah.
And it lights up, but that's like if they got the space for it, I suppose.
All right, let's have a look at something else then. So this is from SH Monster Arts. And this is from Gamera 2 Attack of Legion, and this is called Legion.
Certainly is.
It's a big thing.
How do you feel having someone on your show that actually knows what this is?
Go on. You tell us about this then,
Well,
Gareth.
you're pretty much spot on. It's from Gamera 2 Attack of Legion. It's the mummy of... Can I get it? I can't get it. Oh, that's a shame. I've actually got one of the movie props of the ant-like creatures that is made up of. Just hanging.
And it has this flight mode as well.
That's like big building size is that creature.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the toy is 9.5 inches tall and 15.75 inches long.
Yeah. And being a Gamera villain, that means he fights a giant turtle. Not a ninja
I think
turtle.
we've got a photo of that in a minute.
Yes. Not a ninja, just a turtle. Yeah.
There we go.
There you are. Now that Gamera is a little bit smaller than what you would imagine Godzilla to be, so that gives you an idea of the size of Legion.
Yes. We're on the big toys tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring it down a bit then. Something a bit smaller. This is from Lasercat Toys. Because, Lee...
You can't go wrong with a Black Prime.
There you go. So this is obviously their Nemesis Prime version of an Optimus Prime that they've already done. But of course, it's not really Optimus Prime because it's third party. This is Steelhead Commander Darkness Edition. And this is available on Showzy store for only $57.
How? Oh, I've got quite a few Transformer collectors here, aren't I? So I can ask this question now to an audience that should be able to answer it. How have they never released these under the name of not Optimus Prime or Optimus Secondary?
Oh,
it's just like
That's
Yeah.
genius.
I don't
Not-
think
not
it really
us.
matters what they call them. We all know what they're doing. So basically, it's Nemesis Prime, isn't it? In a sort of super deformed style, little with a big head. So he's actually 5.9 inches tall, so not so small, but he's got those chunky proportions.
I'm not up on the new stuff. I'll freely admit, but I know that we got, well, it was Scourge that was in Car Robots, which was just basically a repaint of old Laser Optimus Prime from G2 line. But aside from that, how often have we actually seen like a black, silver, and teal Nemesis Prime within any particular Transformers fiction? Because, like I say, there was nothing in G1 or G2.
Yeah.
So, other than Scourge from, Car Robots
He
or
doesn't crop up in fiction a lot.
Pardon?
He doesn't crop up in fiction a lot
No.
at all, does he? Like they usually stick one in the toy line, but don't actually put it in the.
I mean, you've got the Armada. He showed up in the show for
Right.
an episode.
Okay.
He was in. Was it Kingdom?
Yeah.
He was in.
He was on one of the Netflix.
Yeah, it was in the end at the end of Kingdom. He appeared then.
Yeah. So for such a popular repaint, there isn't much support of it character-wise out there.
There's even less for Shattered Glass.
No.
Well, yeah.
And there's probably even less for Artfire that we mentioned earlier.
Oh no, he was quite prominent in the manga comic.
Yeah, then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting all these Nemesis repaints of the Rise of the Beast. He never appeared in that movie, so it's just a case of when they do a red one, they've got to paint black.
Oh yeah, it's an easy repaint for easy income. It's like, right, we've got a prime mold, let's paint in black. And we'll shift a few units and get some money for it. I mean, it's a great color scheme. I mean, like I say, you can't go wrong with the black prime. That black, silver, and teal color. It's a winning combination. But like I say, for such a popular repaint of a particular character, there's not much really.
Yeah.
Like I say, there's not much media or like whether it be comic or movie or cartoon support for it.
True enough.
Yeah.
Right, what do you think, Lee? Do you fancy this one?
Yeah, it looks fun.
It is, Simon.
I might pick it up if I see it.
All right. Thus ends the news. You'll be pleased to hear. Let's get rid of that.
Is it based on the Bumblebee design of Prime?
No, it's
the Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast
version.
Slightly
Is
different.
not the same. Oh, is it different? I thought it was
It's
the
a little bit different, yeah.
Okay. I just watched Rise of the Beast. I quite enjoyed it, actually.
It's a decent movie. I quite liked it. Yeah.
I think it did a really good job of...
I can see Ed's not a fan.
Ed's like, yeah.
I think it did a really good job of making it feel like it was set in the 90s. I got a lot of 90s vibes from it. I know it was meant to do, but I think it succeeded in what it was trying to do.
90s are the new 80s now. The nostalgia base moved from the 80s to the 90s.
Certainly. You're getting too old to be buying toys now. It's my turn.
Never too old.
I don't buy toys, I buy collectibles.
Grown-up toys.
How very posh. Right. Let's move on before it breaks down, Lee. We're going to do 5 points of articulation next with Andy. That's what we're going to do.
I'm a mastermind.
Right, here we are. So this is our little interview segment. We'll be asking Andy 5 questions, and as is the way in interviews, he will be answering them. So, number 1, Andy.
Hello.
Don't look so scared, it's fine.
Okay.
What
Plead
got
the
you
fifth.
into collecting?
Why
What got you
am
into
I a
collecting?
dog?
And why do you do it? Stop talking, you lot.
That was more than one question. Hang on.
Just
What
do
are
it
you
yes or no.
collecting and why do you do it?
Why did I
It's a
start?
run-on question. Yes.
I think I've always collected. Is the slightly sort of banal answer to that? I think ever since the word go, I was never one for chucking out, for example, a Transformers comic. Ironically, they're one of the few comics I don't retain. So I have moved them on since. But you know, with whether or not it was 2000 AD or Transformers comics, I always held on to them, and I didn't quite manage to do it as well with toys at the time because although I did have Transformers and Star Wars, the parents did do the normal parental unit thing and put them in the local paper for random individuals to turn up to the house and collect them from me. So, you know, they went the way, but I've got the odd sort of Star Wars kind of thing. Ed's gone to sleep. Behave yourself.
You'll pay attention to the bloody question.
I am paying attention to the bloody
Got
questions.
trouble causes in tonight.
So yeah, basically it's always been a thing of mine that I have tended towards a collecting habit. Yes.
Awesome. So tell us, what do you collect?
I collect a little bit of everything, as it turns out. I don't have overly many sort of contiguous collections that are like the one behind your good self, apart perhaps from my Eagle Moss Star Trek. I'm going to say models rather than toys, because technically they're sort of more models than toys. They're probably the thing I've got the most of, simply because I'm a bit of a spaceship fan. So, you know, that in combination with Star Trek was a bit of a dead cert from my point of view. So that's probably the biggest thing I've got a big collection of. But in terms of coming back to toy collecting in adulthood, a lot of it's been obviously sort of nostalgia driven, you know. So I've regathered my sort of dinkies and my corgis from yesteryear. But then I've tried to also get some of the more modern Star Trek toys as well, because I didn't really have any of that stuff when I was growing up. So, you know, it's really interesting to see what they did with the Star Trek stuff as toys, which is why I'm doing a sort of a playlist on them now, because it's just really interesting to explore that side of it, because I missed that era of toys going with like Next Generation and so on. So yeah.
I've been enjoying watching your Star Trek videos. To say, it's great because it means I don't have to buy the things. I could just watch your videos and see what the toys are like. Number 3 for you, Andy. What is your favourite part of your collection?
I think it would at this point in time, it's probably the really sort of big Eagle Moss XL starships, because they display really, really impressively when they're sort of gathered together. And I sort of, at one point, I was intermixing them with the smaller ships, but I've kind of got rid of those now, and now they're just the XL ones. So you know, they do look quite impressive. But there might be some contenders that are sort of beating those out at the moment. Oh, stop being so foul, Gareth. FOWL for those in the audience. Yeah, so I think those, as I say, for sheer volume, they're not my like sort of grail items, but they're, you know, it's sort of they're the bulk of my collection at the moment, has to be said. But I've got some interesting sort of sub collections which I enjoy as well. So I've got some Battle of the Planets / Gatchaman stuff that I had when I was little that I've managed to regather. I've got a growing number of 89 Batmobiles for no apparent reason, just because they're black and they're cool. You know, things of this nature that I just go off on little rabbit holes from time to time, basically.
Yes, you have tempted me with the Batmobiles. I'm going to get one sooner rather than later. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
Okay, question 4. Which toy line would you say represents the best value?
I think the most obvious one for me has got to be Lego, because you can reuse it ad nauseam. It's still compatible with itself from decades ago, and you know the sort of the play potential for doing my own creations, some mocks, is immense, inevitably. And I was really sort of struggling to think that, you know, in terms of actual out and out value, what else can you sort of, would you reuse apart from some sort of construction based toy? So that was my thought on that one, really.
Makes sense. I think we've had that answer before, to be fair. Question 5. Is there a toy from your childhood that you'd like to see a modern update of?
Yeah, I puzzled over this one. The reason being that I think we're actually getting a lot of renewals of things anyway. So things like Centurions revamped, Mask getting revamped. I mean, I'd quite like to see toys of things that we never actually got a toy line of in the first place, or that were incredibly difficult to get in this country. So, I'd like Ulysses 31 easily obtainable. I'd like Jason the Wheeled Warriors easily obtainable. I don't think we've had any of those sort of ever kind of rebooted, to this point at least. But I know they did exist in very, very slim numbers, more so abroad. But I guess it's if they're not the big American lines that are being reproduced in a very sort of serious fashion, or reimagined in a very serious fashion, then maybe we just won't ever get those. I don't know, but yeah, I'd just like to see some toys coming out that just didn't get a chance, for whatever reason in the first place when we got them as cartoons. I mean, for me, Starfleet stuff, or even, and this is another thing I've noticed as well when I've been looking at series. The Terrahawks toys, for example, along with arguably other Jerry Anderson stuff as well, you don't get any bad guys. You get all the hero ships, you get all the Terrahawks, you don't get any ships for Zelda. You get one figure of Zelda, and that's it. Don't even get any cubes. It's really weird. It's a complete oversight. What's the point in having a toy line and having no adversary? Because kids want the adversary. They want to be able to fight with their toys, So it was just that sort of thing. It was kind of, I can see where there were gaps that could have been filled at the time, and I'd quite like to see them do stuff like that.
Ed.
You can't expect seriousness from Ed, not on a Sunday night. That's just, beyond the pale.
Ah, dear. Well, thank you, Andy, for answering those questions as best you could, despite the interruptions.
I'm well used to the interruptions by now.
I know. All right. Lovely stuff. Shall we move on then? Let's do some pickups next, Duck.
I'm suddenly having a craving for bread, and I don't know why.
Come on, Dusty, get on.
Do you think he suspects anything?
I think Lee's developed some sort of malardy there.
Whack. Rosie and Jim. Rosie and Jim. Alright, so who would like to show off their pickups? Or
I can show some stuff.
Let's let Andy go first.
go on, since you're there.
Are we doing sort of favourite things as well, or is it just this is just a recent?
This is just pickups for now.
Okie doke.
Spoilers for this week's.
This is a Playmates Klingon Warrior from circa 99, designed by Art Asylum, and he's awesome. I love him. He's huge,
got
he's
big
chunky,
hands.
he's got a great
Look at him.
face sculpt. He's also got pointy shoes. Got pointy shoes. What else have I been getting? As a nod to the head of this channel, I've got a little reaction. Jetfire/Skyfire.
Hey.
Hey, lovely.
The Wizards of Gun. He's very bright and very colourful and very G1.
And we'll go yellow.
Yeah, and two big, very yellow.
I was just going to say, this time next year it'll be yellow.
I'll keep him in the
Golden
fridge. He'll be
edition.
fine. He'll be fine. Then it also had what I can only describe as sort of what is now a reflex action, and I might have bought another spaceship.
Yay!
So this is a Diamond Select Excelsior, which is very, very lovely. They're very, very cool ships. These by Diamond Select. They're very, very, very accurate. They're also electronic and lighty up and noisy. if I remember where to press it. Now this one is stuck in its demonstration mode. That's all it's saying at the moment. But I think when I switch to the appropriate switch, it will then say other things as well. But I got this for a song compared to what people normally try and sell them at, because it didn't mention Diamond Select in the eBay description, which is always a bonus. So it requires an eagle eye to pick them out. Otherwise, obviously you don't find them because you're not searching for the right thing. So I was quite pleased to pick up a spare of that. That might come to a giveaway near you at some point, possibly, because it is a spare. So
Lovely jubbly.
that's me. I won't take up any more time.
Right. Shall I go next? I haven't got very much to show at all. I did get another one of these Hot Wheel Tunes cars that I've been collecting randomly whenever I go in Poundland or B&M. I seem to find this is a recolor of one that I've already got, but I like purple, so I got it. It's a Nissan Skyline. There you go. If anyone's
How many do you have of them now, Dave?
Hold on, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the moment. But I'm still not a diecast collector, despite all the other diecast that I've accumulated.
Only when you get 10, that's when you got the...
Yes. So I don't have much. I do have one slightly pricey item coming in the post, but it's not here yet, so it won't be on this show. It'll be on the next show. So we'll deal with that when it comes to it. But I did find today in Poundland a packet of 5 coconut macaroons, which I quite fancied. 35% coconut, as you can see. But what really enticed me to buy them was what's hiding underneath my finger, which is that they have a slightly caramelized bottom.
Sorry, I've just got sticky bottom out of that.
I gotta say, do they come with some complimentary cream for the sticky bottom? I mean,
so what's the kind of like what's the threshold of coconut sort of like content that would warrant a coconut macaroon? Because I'm pretty sure 35% coconut is way below. You want at least 50% coconut content.
Well, I'm guessing since they were only £1 for 5, that's a lower than usual coconut content. But I don't really know.
And is that 35? Is that 35% per macaroon, or is it just like as a whole? For the whole 5? Yeah,
I would assume that each one is the same as the other.
Yeah.
What's quite nice about them, they don't have a lot of what you would want from an action figure. Limited articulation, no paintwork whatsoever. But they do come individually wrapped, which is quite nice.
Well,
yeah, you see, once you open it, it'll lose its value.
Yeah.
That's it.
Once
you get it off the forecourt, that's the thing with coconut macaroons.
And I'll tell you something. Yeah, the resale value on used coconut macaroon will plummet. It'll just go down the toilet. It really will.
It will. And then I'll have a slightly caramelized bottom.
I was just going to say, I have a question to ask, Dave. How do you eat yours? By any chance, do you lick the caramel off first?
Well, they don't actually have caramel on, do they? It's just a...
Every single stream.
What they mean is
food based.
I think what they mean is they burn them a little bit, to be honest.
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
It already is. It already is. It's official.
It wouldn't be Toy Me, Toy You if I didn't have a food stuff. Right, there we go. That's all my pickups for this time, anyway.
I mean, you probably get more coconut content in a Cadbury's Boost.
I'm sure you're doing a bounty.
Yeah, definitely in a bounty. Yeah, I mean that's at least what? That's at least 98% coconut is that, and then you got 2% chocolate thrown on top. That's a good value for money coconut ratio right there. That's the bar, if you can the pun, but that's the bar they need to be reaching for. Not this 35% more.
Right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Coconut Me, Coconut You.
And is this fresh coconut? Is it desiccated coconut?
These
Is
are
it
the questions we
is
need
it
answers.
freeze
This
dry?
is Ed's revenge, isn't it? This is
Is it
Ed's
totally
revenge for what I do in your chat.
I mean, you know.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, is it freeze dried desiccated quark or is it freeze dried desiccated coconut? We don't know.
Right, lovely. Has anyone else got any pickups? Please
I
say
don't
that.
I don't think we could beat yours, Dave, if we're honest.
Oh,
I don't
Lisa,
know, but I'm starting to
thank you.
think I'm starting to think what I had for my tea may have been laced with something.
Well, didn't have a caramel bottom, did it?
Funnily enough, you should mention that.
Is it?
Lee, do you want to go? No, Ed.
What?
Let's make Ed go.
See ya.
He deserves to.
Oh, pickups.
Pickups, Ed. Go on.
I have 3.
He's just had a very interesting one.
Oh, shut up.
Any
Oh, it's
opportunity to
toilet.
promote the business.
Right. First one. Because it was cheap. It's the Black
Mando.
Series Imperial Armored Commando. You see him in the last 2 episodes of the 3rd season of Mandalorian. I'm a bit of a sucker for Stormtrooper variants, and I've kind of baited it a bit with the Black Series. I went through a phase of picking up a few, but I've kind of dropped off now because they're not really doing what I think is a good selection at the moment. So, but I saw that cheap and I thought, yeah, why not? So I picked it. So that'll go with the other stuff. My second pick, where do I put? Oh, I got it from down here. I forgot where I got it from there. Second pickup again because this was cheap, and also this is in preparation for something that I'll be getting in August. So I'll show you and see if you can tell me what you think I'll be getting in August. I picked up another. You see, I've already got one of these, but I picked up another G.I. Joe classified Cobra officer, and there's a reason why I picked this up, and the reason is I've pre-ordered the Snake battle armor. You know, the classified Snake battle armor. So he will go with that as its pilot, so to speak. So yeah. So again, it was another cheapie. I thought, right, I'll pick it up and just it can wait there till that comes. Yeah, really looking forward to that Snake armor, that classified Snake armor. I'm hoping they're getting the message and they do a red repaint, so it'll be like the Action Force battle armor.
Was there ever a blue one?
Pardon?
Was there ever a blue one?
Yeah, I think there was. There was the G.I. Joe line. I think they did a blue one. I think they did. I've seen blue ones, but I've seen other colours as well. Which, you know, there are a lot of sort of like third party ones that people have done. And then my final pickup. I'm never going to hear the end of the last of this one. Is this Spectrum? Yes. This is my first Spectrum, and I managed to get one boxed.
I'm trying not to swear because this isn't my channel.
What's the coconut content on Next Spectrum?
Coconut content. Listen, I'm really disappointed because this has 0 coconut content. I'm very, very disappointed.
It's got a U and a T in it.
So, yeah. So this came from a local toy shop, which the owner's not a million miles away. Do I have to plug him out? Yeah, I got it from Gareth's shop. I got it from Cosmic Toys. He had it traded in, and he passed it on to me. And I just it's just one of those things that they're like lost puppies. You see them in the wild, you've just got to adopt them. You've got to keep them. So yeah, it all works. But there was truth. The what? Sorry.
Tell the full truth.
What you know about full truth? What full truth?
It was brought to you to test it to see if it worked, and you just wouldn't relinquish it when you.
I was getting round to that. I was going to say there was a couple of issues with it, but I repaired it, and it's now fully working, and it's now mine. Get your ruddy paws off. It will go on my Spectrum shelf, which is just over there, and might be behind me there as well. and there might be another shelf over there but we won't talk about that. It's not a problem. I can say no if I want to. You know, this is the ratio we should be talking about. We should be talking about the Transformers versus Spectrum ratio content of the vault, yeah? Because, like, you know, it's teetering. It really is teetering. Might have to rename Vaults of Viacom soon to something Spectrum-y.
Vaults of Sinclair.
Yeah, maybe. That's my pickups.
Awesome.
There we go.
Lovely,
I've done.
lovely.
That leaves Gareth and Lee.
Oh,
Who's
me
going
next.
Would you like to go next, Gareth?
Gareth and the Duck.
It's going to take you all bloody night, isn't it, Lee? Because I've seen I've seen your post.
Do I need another beverage?
Right, I've already shown this off. I've already shown this off on council, but I'll show it off here as well, just because it's bloody cool. I got another Dalek.
Another one.
I quite like Daleks, so I've got another Dalek. It's a blue one. I don't have I do now, but I didn't have a blue one. That's based on one of the audio adventures where you can't tell what bloody colour they are.
The blue Dalek entered through the left door.
It's a full-on audio play.
Yeah.
So the only reason you know it's blue is that the front cover of the CD has a blue Dalek.
Is that the Dalek that tells the risque jokes to the Doctor? You know, so, hey, Doctor, he's blue. He's blue. Is this one?
No, he's just a bit sad. He's been in that same channel all his life. You'd be blue as well, you know.
Sticking with the theme of blue, I got another Godzilla.
Oh, crikey.
I got another Godzilla. This one's a CCP. They call them middle size. I think they're quite small.
Is that off an audio as well?
No, that's out of the bag. They come packaged in a bag with a topper. Like literally, that's it. That's all the packaging. I mean, Transformers collectors complain about the boxes. Oh, it's got plastic. They've lost the plastic window as well. This was just a bag. Could you imagine if that lost the plastic bag?
But that's environmentally efficient, I feel. Yeah.
That's where all our fucking windows
Could you
have
imagine
gone.
if they turned them into paper bags and you couldn't see what was inside at all?
Well, a bit of rain and you'll see
Paper
everything.
bag with a window in it. That's what you need.
Speaking of bags, I will show you the bag for this item first that this came in, just to see whether or not you can guess. You won't. Guess what was in the bag.
Was it the Invisible Woman?
No. Now,
Looks like a Chinese takeaway or something.
Japanese.
Yeah,
or
chicken
Chinese.
chow mein. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see down in the corner there, due to the light reflection, but it does say Evangelion, officially licensed.
Oh.
And yeah, in that bag came this box, and it was a
Oh, my.
takeaway from Japan.
So it was your takeaway.
It was my takeaway. I ordered takeaway from
dear.
Japan. I couldn't eat them because they'd gone so cold.
Shocking. Put it in the microwave, it'll warm right up.
And they are. Can you see them?
The little Transformers.
The
Okay.
Evangelion Eva units.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
And I was actually saving this. I was
Bloody loving it.
I planned on doing an unboxing video with this, and it was going to be a surprise one. But since I'm on a Transformers predominantly related
That
show,
burger
I
looks
kind of
far
felt
too
like I
big,
had
to be
show it.
honest.
I don't know. I bet I could demolish it.
Matt Dodds has never seen burgers that big.
But it's not authentic, is it? It's not like
Not
a real thing.
actual size.
It needs to be at least half the size.
Sticking with Transformers puns, I bet I could devastate that.
Oh,
Oh,
And then
scoop it up.
two more things to show you, because I know that on this channel, particularly if it's Dave what's talking. Hello, Steve. We like to show off little treats. Treat myself to some little duckies, some little chicks.
Drum
Hey,
chick.
Yeah.
Leave my chicks
Sticks
alone.
from chicks.
And I have to say, they're nicer than I was expecting. And there was one surprise item that I got. It was last week, actually. Thank you very much, Dave. This put the biggest smile on my face that you could possibly imagine, and I did have a real good chuckle at it. Yeah. He knows why he sent it. You all on the panel know why he sent it. Probably a lot of people in the chat knows why he sent it. Most of your audience won't know. But yeah, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It did make me smile. And that's it. That's me done. Can I go to bed now?
Strap in.
I'm glad we're all sat down for this.
Strap up. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Right, well, first of all, last weekend I finally got around to visiting this. It's a quite good shop. It's quite a decent shop. Don't know if you ever heard of it. Called Cosmic Toys. No, you should give it.
No, I never heard of it. No.
You should give it a go. I've heard it's.
You need to stop saying his name. He doesn't pay us anything.
I genuinely forgot this.
Every time you say it, an angel gets its wings.
Just listen, Lee, whatever you've got, just make sure you get a receipt, because if you have to return it, you haven't got a leg to stand on if you need to return it.
The man is the owner at the moment, that's all right.
I've got one.
One. Just the one.
Right. So I came in and I guess we could call it, we had a bit of a trade, didn't we, Gareth?
We did.
I guess we could call it.
Bit of a northern barter.
Bit of a go, so.
And Lee, we passed each other.
Like ships in the night.
Yeah, Andy was the man with the dog.
I was going in with a small white dog as you were coming out with your other half.
Oh,
And we both completely failed to recognise each other.
I'm terrible at that. I'm literally, you got. If you ever see me out in public, you literally got to jump in front of me, slap me in the face, and go hi. And even now, I'll go, oh hiya, who are you?
I'll remember that at the next convention.
Yeah.
Ended out, be like, Emma, just don't ask. Right. So, some recent pickups last week is first of all,
obviously,
it just jumped out at me, and I went, "Go on, then." I kind of feel like you'd be disappointed if I didn't take that off your hands.
Is that one you already have?
No, I've not got this one. It's
okay.
This is the Bumblebee one.
Ah.
But it's a KO version of it, which actually came out before the official one. Because that's how things happen. So that was a nice little pickup. And as on the way, before I set off, and a little girl said to me, "Could you pick up a Michelangelo figure for me if you've got any?" So I had a little look for her, and managed to find one Michelangelo for her from the 2003 Turtle line, I believe.
Yep.
And she got a kick out of this one. This is one I used to have, the little wind-up one.
That's a vintage one.
I remember having this one as a kid. But she did like it because she did the wind-up thing. Yeah.
Is that a Playmates one or?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Playmates are still making them now.
Yeah. It's a wind-up. That's interesting.
Wacky battlers. Wacky battlers, I think they call them, aren't they?
It was. Why are you not liking?
Oh no, he's broke it.
Why am I?
Yep, there's that happens. I can confirm that happens.
Andy never even touched it.
Sold as seen.
I just thought at it really hard.
Oh. Well, it was
I'm really looking forward to twizzling that as well.
Because she got it right. She loved that gimmick. Let's have a look at that, see if
And you broke it.
broke it live on her, apparently. I'll leave you saying so when she'll do it. Well, be careful of them, because they can break. Apparently, I will. And this was a nice little. Also picked up the
Yes.
original
Dave's favourite, isn't it?
sketch.
That's to accompany Dave's Raphael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Are
looks
you,
like
are you now left with
Tortoise
two
that's
more,
in
Gareth?
Remember them creature comfort adverts?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was thinking that.
Easily
I went
turnable and offable.
I went Wallace and Gromit, but you're right. That's why I went
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit. Yeah.
She was a bit. When she saw it, she was a bit. What's that? Who's that? That's not Michael. And then I have to explain what's the original sketch. Probably artist.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
get-
Sort her out late.
Yeah, so it's the whole story. And wait, you get the free poster. She went, oh, can I colour it in? No.
It's her toy. Let her do what she wants.
Yeah. She can colour it in if she wants.
What do you think it
Well,
is?
she-
A toy?
Right, listen,
Look,
this
look
might.
at a copy of it.
And so the other right, I don't know how to put this, but shouldn't they have flippers instead of hands and feet? Because the
Well,
turtles.
How would they be able to hold their weapon?
Well, that's what I mean. So really, shouldn't it be Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises?
Well, they're mutants. They've
Well,
mutated and
Yeah.
have grown
They
hands
move
and
very
feet.
fast.
And they have the power of speech, and you're worried about flippers.
But they've got.
Yeah.
They should have flippers, not grabbies. The turtles
They're
flippers.
not Pingu.
You know, they don't have opposable flippers. You know, they're not like. Sorry, Lee. Carry it. These things just sometimes they just pop into my head.
These
What
are
do you
the
think
questions.
they evolved from?
I
It's
tell you
not,
what,
they're not Pokemon.
I know why. It's because whoever wrote the theme tune couldn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises. It don't work. So I
Well,
thought,
that
right,
came
I'll go with
long
turtles
after.
then.
Came long after.
It's because
Yeah,
they
and
drew them
feet.
with hands and feet
Thank
in the
you,
first
Stephen.
place,
Teeth.
right at the start.
It should have a beak.
I'll tell you now, I am never having poor Lee or Dave back on our council again because they will want revenge for this. Although, Dave,
You know what?
No, it's all good fun.
It makes a lovely change. You're not going, Donatello's the best, or Leonardo's the best. Michael, that is usually the argument when it comes to turtles we have on this show.
yeah, but Donatello is the best.
Take,
What
take it up,
right
Leonardo.
Right, Gareth
Right
can come on
into
again.
Yeah, you say it, because Dave can't ban beef up the show.
Right, pick up, Lee. Pick up.
Pick up. You regret saying that. Right, where do I start? Right, so for the people who don't know, this weekend was the Transformers TF Nation Minicon in Manchester. And what a weekend it was. So from Transformers Animated, we have Lockdown, which
An awesome looking toy is that.
That's a nice
Awesome.
start.
and he transforms. He's supposed to be deluxe class, but he's like almost bigger than leader classes when he transforms into a robot. He just
And if
Well,
they
and-
made those green patches teal instead, it could also be a Black Prime.
could be. I think that's the way I showed some of them. They asked me, "Is our Black Pride?" Speaking of which,
Oh,
That's nice.
picks up the alternators Nemesis Prime.
I haven't seen one of them for ages.
The alt modes on the alternators are so good, aren't they?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, that's a great alt mode.
Yeah, the much better vehicle modes than robot modes.
yeah. So I'm like that. Do I have it in robot? I might be having that in vehicle.
Although the RX-8 that they use for Jazz, that's quite a decent robot mode.
the
Are they
wonderful
like
three
Runamuckle
master
Runabout
pieces
in the
of-
sense that they're sort of do they properly transform, or are they just better as vehicles, basically?
Yeah, they proper transform.
Yeah.
The whole idea is it's a scale model, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly to scale, like fully licensed, rubber tires, interior. broken doors.
They're not terrible robot modes, really, but yeah.
Yeah,
But the focus is on the car mode.
Yeah.
focus is on the cars. They came out pretty much before the live action.
I think they're you can. Well, I mean, I don't know if I personally feel you can see the genesis there from them towards the masterpiece line.
Yeah.
You know, you can see the sort of like the DNA is like creeping through. But yeah, I had a good selection of the alternators back in the day. And like I used to just display them in vehicle mode. Very rarely had them in robot mode.
Yeah. Well, they're sort of like a sister line to the original MP01, were the original Masterpiece Optimus. A lot of people use them for. And we have animated Ultra Magnus.
Ah.
Not easy to find, is it?
Yeah.
Shoulders.
It's just, I think this is the car one. Oh,
All right.
has a nice sort of blue
Yeah.
tint to it. No ammo, unfortunately, but you know, I'm happy with that. Also, Transformers Universe Onslaught.
Can't believe he's a Transformers collector and he went to a Transformers convention and all his stuff was Transformers.
I know, unbelievable, isn't it?
So Lee, did you go with a list, or did you just kind of pick up stuff that caught your eye?
Just picked up stuff that caught my eye. And it was just like that, pretty much with it. And I've had a bit of a clearance with my collection. I've just gone, man, I just want fun toys now. Retro G1 Hound. Looking forward to cracking that one open. Oh, my stuff. This is a third-party Transformer
Oh, crikey.
from Fans Hobby,
Double H.
Legend B.
Double dealer.
which is double deal, yeah. That's the one.
A shame Andy's not out. Andy, I think Andy's got that. Or Andy's. Yeah, I think Andy's got that.
He's the one that technically sold it to me. I got it from Prime Times Toys, and he was helping him out.
Yeah.
Was he just there trying to sell everyone a double deal? That's the only reason he took the gig.
I was eyeing it up, and Andy was wait. Well, I just went to Andy. You're a connoisseur for double dealers. Is this any good?
He's not going to say no, is he?
No.
Not if it's
Thinking, yeah. Well, I did say to him, if it's crap, I'll be coming for you. And I think this was the last thing I bought, but this is a cracker.
Wow. Scorponok.
G1 Scorponok. Bloody beautiful.
That's nice.
I can't wait to have a go at him as well.
You see, it's a shame. I was starting to come out of Transformers when the Headmasters dropped, and I always remember thinking, there were really, really nice toys, with the Headmasters. I mean, they didn't have much in the way of like articulation and stuff, but the actual gimmick of like, smaller robot for the head, on the main, and especially with in the vehicle mode that the transform, the head could actually sit in it and like pilot the vehicles as well. It was just, it was a fantastic concept for that.
I think I saw a Fortress Maximus once. That was impressive to see in reality, sort of thing, because the sheer size of him was impressive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had a Fort Max years ago, 20 years ago, and that phenomenal toy was that. Because you had the bigger robot, then you had a smaller one, then a smaller one. It's kind of
like a Russian doll transformer.
Yes, lots. I mean, for kids back in the 80s, the play value on that, would have meant,
I had Metroplex. That was as close as I got to something that size. Like you say, lack of articulation, but just the sheer size of it is like sort of, it's cool.
That's it. Definitely like one of the highlights of my purchasing that. That's Scorponok.
Cool.
So even like Yeah, I think that's pretty. There is like I've got a couple. Also bought a couple of blockies, and Emma's picked some things up, and Ellie picked some things up. But I think I've got enough to show off. Phil, I think
Really,
Phil's
I was getting hungry after all that. I've cracked open one of my macaroons.
Yeah, you enjoy that 35% goodness.
The question is, what's the other 65%? And that's the real question.
Yeah,
Sugar.
Sugar, probably some butter, I don't know. It does taste coconutty, though, to be fair.
It's a macaroon.
Look at the MSG.
Yeah.
You enjoy your coconut macaroon, Dave?
If I'd have not, I'd have got a bag of. I'm going to get a bag of crisps.
Oh, mate, you're
Oh, that's a
welcome
little
to
bit
eat
more
on this show. It's all good.
Isn't it? Crunch, 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 crunch.
I don't give them monkeys. You see, it's like when you go to the supermarket, yeah, and you buy, you buy a packet of minced beef, yeah, and you look at the instructions on it. It says 98% beef. It's like, what's the other 2%? Shouldn't it be 100% beef? You know, have I got some weird mutated cow or something that's crossbred with a horse or something? You know, it's like, you know, what is that other 2%?
That's the cow metal.
You are a totally different way of thinking when you go to the supermarkets than what I do. See, when I go to the supermarkets and I pick up a family-sized trifle, and it says on it, family size, I'm like,
no, that's not
yeah,
happening.
right, whatever. Oh, it's gone.
It's like you know the bags of kettle chips, yeah. It's like, you know, for sharing. No, that's not happening. Yeah, if you can try this bag out of my cold dead hands, then yeah, you can have some. But other than that, it's not happening. 98%.
It's time to go out of this world.
No,
That was
not happening.
subtle, wasn't it? It was subtle.
That was
And
terrible.
Andy's trying to hint that it's time to move on. Andy wants to go to bed.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, but Andy, out of all of us, is the one person who has done a video and has it listed on his channel about what is listed on food packaging in supermarkets.
I occasionally have a little rant. Don't judge me. I'm on Weetabix on cereals now, so don't even go there. I'm grumpy.
All right. Shall we move on then?
I think we shall.
Let's do a.
I was a bit eager
Your
then,
own.
Dave.
This evening, we are going out of this world as we choose our favourite toys that are out of this world. So we could be thinking aliens, spaceships, anything else really that fits the theme. So who wants to kick us off?
Or don't all jump out once.
Anyone? All right, I'm going to pick on Gareth because he's trying to avoid it.
Well, my bald patch is completely out of this world.
There's your T-shirt, but you know.
Yeah, I was stuck on this one because I don't really have anything spaceship-wise to show off, unless. Oh, no, I was going to say I've got like a Valkyrie up there, but even that's not a spaceship.
They can be.
Yeah, so I thought, I know. Space Godzilla. I don't have any Space Godzilla.
What?
So again, I was stuck, and I thought, well, I suppose I could show off a Gundam because they kind of like fly around in space and fight each other outside the atmosphere. But it's a tiny little thing, and it's not very interesting, is it? So I thought I'm going to cop out, and it is going to be an alien. Some people call them robots. They're not robots. You must already know what I'm talking about. It's a Dalek. Yeah, so this is one of my favourite Daleks as well, because it's a bit like a Mighty Max, because it opens up and it's a playset. And it is actually made by Bluebird, who made Mighty Max.
That's different.
And I've shown this off several times, so I don't know how you've avoided it. This is where we look back at your previous episode with me on it, and you see that I did show it to you. I wouldn't be at all surprised. You get your little Dalek Emperor Davros
Oh,
up at the top there. You get a little Dalek with a little ball bearing in it so it can trundle down the ramp.
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, ball
pretty
bearing,
cool.
nice.
Pretty cool. I can't remember how you open that, but there is a trapdoor type thing there as well. Yeah, to
Don't you
reveal
open that
blast damage. Yeah, reveals blast damage. But obviously, this is a Doctor Who playset, and it does have a TARDIS. So, in there, this is where I find out it's not actually complete. I should have checked this before we went live. In there, you open it up, and there is indeed a fourth Doctor micro figure, Tom Baker, with his long scarf, but he's lost his hat. I don't know. It's only just dawned on me that it doesn't come with a hat.
That's the wrong Doctor for that Dobros, isn't it?
It is the wrong Doctor for that, Davros. Well done, Lee. I keep forgetting you're a Doctor Who fan, aren't you? Yeah. And you can take the plunger off the Dalek so that it can go into there.
Well, clean the toilet.
A missile that it fires out.
Ah, wow.
I love Bluebird toys.
That's a nice little set.
That's very
like that.
clever.
They're just so ingenious. They were so original with the toy ideas and designs, and I do feel like that is a lost art now when it comes to toys. We need someone with their kind of ingenuity and whatnot back in toy making.
I mean, I really thought that was some of the Playmate stuff I've looked at as well. You know, like the sort of phases and the tricorders and stuff that just transform into play sets. And it's just like that's completely. It's such a daft idea, but they make it work because of that level of detailing. It's just crazy.
And it's actually to scale with the Dalek toys that they make now. This is 1992. No, sorry, 97. Only 5 years out, Gareth. But yeah, that's my space toy.
Awesome. Well, that's a good start. That's a good choice.
Out of this world.
Who's going to go next? Who should we pick on? Any volunteers? I think we'll make Andy go next then. Well volunteered, Andy.
Make away because I am prepared.
Oh, good stuff.
So let's start with an oldie but a goldie and a goodie. Let's have a look at Biddy Gosh Buck. This is my mintiest Buck Rogers Starfighter. This is the bigger version that has firing missiles that come out of that sort of region there. They're fired by those buttons at the back. It's got variable geometry wings for when you're going into intra-atmospheric. You pop your wings out for extra maneuverability. And if you're going back into space, you pop the wings away. Landing gear underneath. Die cast, very, very chunky. And you also got Buck and Tweaky as the figures in the original box. So these are relatively rare to find. Because obviously they're very, very loose normally, but I got this as quite a sort of complete example of the set. So that was what I grew up on in terms of major out of this world adventures, or one of those sorts of series. I also have here quite an old edition of the Dinky Eagle from Space 1999. This, you can tell this is one of the earliest ones because it's got these silver engine bells and yellow RCS thrusters on the side there. So that carbon dates it to being one of the earliest releases of the Eagles. And this one's nice and white and bright, and it's rather lovely. So that's this isn't my original one that I had when I was little, but I had one of these when I was little and played it to death massively because they're very durable because they're largely die cast. So classic sort of dinky construction. These engine bells on the bottom here as well are also silver only in these sort of the earlier versions, and the later versions got red plastic. So it's cool. Now, of course, its more modern version is a much bigger, chunkier fellow, and this is one of the Product Enterprise die-cast Eagles. And as you might be able to see, the detail level is off the charts on this one. Very much closer to the original show models there, the studio models. This has got these Science Lab pod in place, and it does detach, so you can just fly it around as the eel alone. But they're very cool. I mean, I'd love to see these come out cheaper, because obviously these are pretty bloody expensive these days. And I believe, ironically, when they came out, they weren't at all. They were very easy to get. But again, it's just one of those ones that passed me by because I wasn't looking at stuff at the time.
They were about 50 quid.
The what? Sorry.
They were about 50 quid.
Yeah. So I suppose, I mean, it's relative, isn't it? But
yeah, which late 90s, 50 quid was an awful lot of money still.
Yeah. And it was one of my all-time faves, an early pickup from Cosmic Toys, my diamond selected Bird of Prey, with a great big Klingon symbol as a base. And it's also electronic. It's very cool.
That is
I like
very
it a
cool.
lot. And its wings move and everything. It still works. It's very cool.
I do
Right.
like a bird of prey.
Yes, indeed.
My
Absolutely.
favourite's the Peregrine Falcon.
Yeah, so those were my out of this world examples. Thank you.
Very good. Right, shall I go next? I'll take my go. So I could have chosen any Transformer, of course, because they're aliens. But I went with Generation Select Cyclonus because he has a very swooshy jet mode, I suppose, but it will go in space. We do see him going in space in the movie.
We do.
And it's just really cool, sleek design with a big pointy nose and the wings on slung backwards. A nice shade of purple, a very swooshy, and a really fun Transformer as well. He looks fantastic in his robot mode, and he's great fun to transform. And I just really like this toy. So that's my main choice. And then I've got a couple of honourable mentions. One is this vintage Bucky O'Hare that I picked up on holiday a while ago because I absolutely loved Bucky O'Hare. When I was a kid, I used to love coming home from school, sticking the telly on and watching the adventures of Bucky O'Hare in the Aniverse. Fantastic. And I think that's where my love for anthropomorphic toys comes from, more generally as well. It started with Bucky O'Hare, so he's really cool. And then this one that I got for Christmas that I've kept in box because I just like it like this, but it's Donnie as Spock.
Of course.
And Spock is an alien, of course. And I just thought that was cool. A turtle dressed up, doing a bit of cosplay. Why not?
So is that Playmates, that one? Is that
That's a Playmates one. That's from the Mutant Mayhem line, the recent line.
A recent one, okay.
Yeah.
They did do that crossover back in the day as well, I believe.
Yeah. But he's fun. Just a fun little toy. All right. Who's coming up next? Ed, are you ready?
In the background.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not?
Well, yeah, I would say I kind of struggle with this one because some of the space-related stuff that I've got, other than Transformers, is kind of like packed away. You know, like some of my older stuff, like what Andy showed, like, you know, some of the old die-cast and stuff and things like that. So the only two things I had to hand, one of them is on the shelf, the other is off my for sale pile. So the first one isn't on the for sale pile, and it's Big Die X. He's spacey, you know, very spacey.
He's made up of space fighters.
He is, yes, made up of 3 space fighters. So that's this is the recent Moderoid model kit version, which, if anyone hasn't got it and they've got a love for Starfleet and X-Bomber, then yeah, I can highly recommend it. It's a good kit. And then the other thing, this is the thing that's on the for sale pile, is this, my Mark 1 not Lego Colonial Viper, which has a little display stand. You can whoosh this one around. It has space for a little Lego minifigure as well. You can pop in the cockpit. And yeah, so those are my two. I mean, it is nice. I do like this, but I'd much rather have like a die-casty one, like a proper model version of it. But yeah, Battlestar Galactica was a big thing for me when I was a kid growing up. I used to love watching Battlestar Galactica and the Vipers. They're such a great design for a spaceship. Is the Viper, Colonial Viper.
Have you ever seen the Eagle Moss one, Ed?
Yeah, because they do the Mark 1 from the original series, and then they do the Mark 2, don't they, from the Ronald D. Moore one.
I think there's also a Blood and Chrome one in between as well that they do.
Yeah, that universe's Mark 1, which I think it's marked up as Huskers, which is a Bill Adama's Viper. So yeah,
this has all happened before, and it will all happen again.
It will, yes. So it's like, whoosh, like that. So yeah, those are my two spacey things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Lee, what have you got for us?
Last but not least, I struggle with this one because like most of it is Transformers, so it could be pretty much anything. But what I went for, because it's a double whammy, it's a Transformer that transforms into a shuttle. It's the Unite Warriors, part of the Unite Warriors, Ruination. It's like a remake or not a remake.
Oh, it's Blast Off.
Yeah, it's based off Blaster, but it's from the Robots in Disguise 2001, which was called, I think it was called Motor. I just call it Blast Off. But he could transform into a shuttle, an arm, or a leg, and combine with this guy. He usually has 2 arms, but not today.
You could repaint that into the GoBot Spacey.
I was thinking that, yeah.
I'll upset everyone. This was quite a difficult one to get hold of, wasn't it? Because in Commander Wars, they made Blast Off into a jet. And this was like a separate, hard to get hold of figure for some reason.
All right.
Yes. Well,
Does no one have an Astro Train? Because that would be another obvious one in this ilk, wouldn't it?
I had expected someone to show an Astro Train.
I don't
I'm
have an Astro
so
Train.
disappointed.
You want me to get the Astro Train?
You go get an Astro Train, Ed.
I'll go get it.
Phil will love it. More Transformers.
Yeah, listen.
Just to meet my expectations.
Just like talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. All right.
He'll be back.
Didn't someone once say something similar?
Like, now he's gone, I'll get my Astro Train out.
Have you got any more, Lee? Any honourable mentions or anything?
I've got one for you.
So my entire collection of alien robots.
Yeah. Right, we'll just show them one at a time.
I've been fiddling with an honourable mention while everyone was chatting.
Holy Diex.
I've been fiddling with my little Tweaky.
Gosh, Buck.
Well, there we are. I was fiddling with that. I was actually counting the points of articulation on it. It's got 10. So this is
that the Mego? The Mego one?
Many.
Yeah, it's an original 1978, is it?
I think my Tweaky was riding my Grimlock at one point, but I'm not sure where he is now.
This is the same year that we received all of the original Star Wars figures. It's almost half the size because it's a shorter character, and it's got twice the articulation.
Yeah, true enough.
And more detail, actually. Cool little thing, though.
I've got another out of this world item. Ready?
This is Little Alien Queen.
It's the Cosmic Toy Man. Available in local toy stores everywhere. Why did we not think of that one sooner than that?
And it's signed.
And it's signed.
It's signed, it's going to be worth a fortune.
To Andy from Gareth.
I'll tell you now, unsigned ones are going to be worth more.
Are you ready for Astro Train?
Yeah.
Come on, then. He says as though it's his show.
All aboard!
Are we ready?
Oh, we'll never
Here
make
we
it back.
go.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. You sneaky swine, sir. You sneaky swine.
Look, landing gear out. There we go. Landing gear. Sweet. No. Seriously. There we go. There's Astro Train.
That's not the Astro Train I was expecting.
That's the Astro Train you're getting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because, Genius here, about 20 years ago, decided to sell off all his Astro Train variants, didn't he? All the e-hobby ones and stuff like that, the purple and grey and the... Anyway, but yeah, so that's the only one I've got left. And it's an awful figure. Absolutely awful. It's right there with Cup, Wheelie, Skylinks, yeah, Blaster. Oh, yeah, it's in the collection because it's sequential. It's the box thing. But yeah, so there you go. There's Astro Train.
We are funny as a breed, as collectors, aren't we? This is absolutely crap. I must have it.
Yeah. If it hadn't have been part of the Transformers collection, I would not have bought that. Yeah, because like I say, I just think it's a hateful figure. Yeah, it's awful. It's
I'm gonna get another one actually.
But it served a purpose. Back in the day, it was probably a good toy back in the day. But no, it's one of those figures that it just kind of like it's better in its vehicle modes rather than its robot mode. But like I said, but when I mentioned Cup and Wheelie, the G1 toys of Cup and Wheelie, they're horrid. They're horrid toys. You can tell when they came along. You can tell that kind of they definitely moved on from, the old Microchange, Microman, and Diaclone influences. Because they just look so different. Design wise.
Right, I think Andy's gone off to find something else, has he?
Yeah, well, I think he's in the wrong mode. That's the only thing.
Just yeah, there we go. Space it. He hasn't extended his legs.
He's going to break it now. I
swear to God, I was just thinking, I'm just extending. No.
Yeah, he can extend his legs.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Take your time, Andy. Take your time. Get a bit of Vaseline or KY jelly and just go slow.
Just do it later. don't tempt it. Yeah, just hold him back up to the screen.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. He's a little bit taller.
Yeah, he's a little bit taller. Yes.
Yeah, because I had that. Yeah, that's the one. That's the Robo Machines version, isn't it? That's the first edition that came in the red box. I think it was a red box. I think the Robo Machines.
What was your first clue?
Yeah, because on the sticker sheet, I think the red squares with yellow dots on that go on his knee area are the stickers.
No idea how to transform it. It's been ages since I transformed him out of his robot mode. There we go. It's quite a scary transformation actually, because he's
yeah, you're going to flip his legs around. Yeah.
Well, holding him together. That's it.
I think I first got that in probably, I think it was about either late '84 or early '85, and that was my Jetfire until I actually got a proper Jetfire.
I remember you saying this before. Yeah. So now those legs that I've just popped out, I have to pop back in again.
Phil, if you can, just send me a message if you can, Phil, over Instagram or whatever.
He's got you in the toy collectors group.
Phil knows. You what? Sorry.
He's got us in the toy collector group.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, better look then. Because it's all us beeping. It's all us beeping, and I'm like,
well, turn your notifications off. I have.
Yeah, I might.
There's a thing called sort of mute.
Come on, Andy,
sound,
you can do this. We believe in you. No
But
pressure.
anyway, when it's transformed, it should look like that.
Well, yeah. It's like, it's kind of like that, but only not.
If his legs are out.
Come on, I transformed mine. You could be able to transform yours, Andy.
It's too late in the evening to be trying to do transforming things from years ago.
You're gonna drop that head, and pieces are just gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
He's due for dismantling anyway.
Look at them.
Yeah, but you want to know where the pieces have gone.
Well, there is that, yeah. Who's that, Lee?
That's that shuttle. Blast
All right. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Almost blast off.
Almost blaster. Not blast off.
Yeah.
Blast clone.
This is not want to play ball.
With his thruster shoes.
Big space boots. And now back to Andy. What's big?
Are you seriously still going to transform that thing?
I can't figure out how to get his arms in properly. But look,
yeah, you're supposed to fold the arms over at last. You get the legs in first. Turn the wings down. Put the legs in.
Sorry.
So turn the wings down. Fold the arms out. Fold the legs in. Fold the arms in, and fold the wings up. Even after all these years, I still know how to do it. I don't like 40 years.
Give him a 2,000-page legal document, and he's absolutely fine. But it's a 3-year-old, and he's knackered.
I know.
It's hard work. This isn't fun.
I tell you. I bet there's not much coconut content in that, is there, Andy?
No, not enough.
But whilst Andy's finishing that, shall we move on to our discussion?
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, so we've got,
He's done it. Well done, Andy.
Look at that pure joyous smile.
So proud of himself, bless him.
We all have one of those queued up.
Apparently so. Apparently that's the thing. Yeah. He's even got a little landing gear as well and everything. Look. Yeah. He's got a little landing gear. It's sweet.
Non-retractable.
Well, no, the rear ones retract. The front one doesn't. But
No, the front one don't. No.
No. Not unless you apply some blunt force trauma to it, I suppose. But yeah.
I'll get some tin snips and snip it off.
Yeah. There you go.
Actually, no, don't. Tin snips won't work on diecast. It'll just make a mess of it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bandai's finest. There you go.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
how few steps that should be compared to modern ones.
A junior hacksaw will work better. I used to have, Star Wars. They did the twin pod cloud car. The diecast ones. Yeah?
I have it. Yes.
Well, back in the day, I had one of them, and I took a junior hacksaw and I cut it in half.
Didn't you?
Yeah, so I made it into a play feature because do you remember? Those of us of a certain age might remember Matchbox cars, and you could get this yellow track with Matchbox cars, and they used to join these yellow pieces of track with like these little red wafer things, that slid in the bottom. Yeah,
I've got some downstairs.
Yeah, well, what I did was I cut one of those wafer things to size. So basically, I could connect between pot clout cars so they were as they should be, but then they could separate and then become two separate ones as well. See, even back then, thinking, I was adding play value to, Lucasfilm toys.
Right,
Anyway,
let's move on.
And on that note,
time for our discussion. Let's do that.
Oh, good. Fancy a cup of tea? Yes, please. Well, make me one while you're at it, will you?
All right. So our discussion this evening, as suggested by Andy, is the toys that we almost collected.
Right,
very
this is
helpful.
Andy's fault.
Yes,
I'm very
it's
helpful,
Andy's
me.
fault.
I'm very
I've
helpful.
been tearing
yeah.
what's left of my hair out for the last few days, and it was Andy's suggestion.
Yeah, only Andy could come up with this topic. This is definitely an Andy topic. It's like, so what could you have collected that you didn't collect? Well, nothing, because I didn't collect it, did I?
No, but what were you have wanted to, but you didn't for some reason? Is what I mean.
Well, if I didn't, then I didn't want to, did I?
And if I wanted to,
you
then
might
I
not
would.
have the money, Ed. You might not have had the means to collect it.
Well,
So
anyway,
you
I
meant
managed to
to
come up with a
collect
few
it.
ideas. So
Yeah,
I'll
but if I meant to collect it, I would have collected it.
Oh, we need one of those.
Oh, dear.
I've
Right,
had that since day one. I've never used it so much.
we've got it.
Anyway,
It's
welcome
just
back
for
to
Ed.
this edition of the Cosmic Council. Invades Toy Me, Toy You.
Yes, there's a full-scale invasion.
You will be assimilated.
Did you expect anything less?
Resistance is
Dave?
good.
I did not.
Yeah. I'll tell you something,
Awesome.
they'll not be having us on again.
I'm going to say I was going to say this at the end, but I'm going to say it now just because it's been brought up. I don't know if this is made for good entertainment for your viewers, and I know it probably hasn't fitted in with how you normally do a show, but I've had a fantastic time tonight. So thank you.
Oh,
very
right.
much for asking us on.
there is no how we normally do it.
There is no.
It's
It
always
really
chaos.
is every day.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this.
Hey, I took an extra tramadol for tonight, I hope you know. I thought,
Explains
I thought,
why.
if I'm going to be missing all the midwives,
You've got tramadol and you
Barrels.
haven't told me.
definitely both barrels. You what?
You've got tramadol and you haven't told me. Thought we were friends.
Anyway, enough opioid talk. Right, I will start because I have prepared a little slideshow. Only a very little one.
You are so organised.
There we
You
go.
put you in
First of
charge
all,
of
Super
something
7 Thundercats. I'm going to go through this quickly because it's getting late, isn't it? And some of us probably want to go to bed at some point.
Ideally.
Yeah, the Super 7 Thundercats, and particularly they've recently started doing these deluxe ones that are sort of simplified, and they've taken a lot of the accessories away, but they're otherwise more or less the same, but at a cheaper price point. I was very tempted by this. I was sort of umming and ahhing about whether to go for it, and then eventually Mattel revealed the Masters of the Universe Thundercats crossover line recently, and that made my decision for me that I wasn't going to get into the Super 7 stuff because I actually like what they're doing with that crossover line, so I'm probably going to get some of those instead. And then my next choice is the Joy Toy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. Because a lot of people had been speaking about the Joy Toy Warhammer and how awesome they were, and then Joy Toy did this reveal where it was like a silhouette of the turtles, so we knew the turtles were coming, and I thought, oh, that looks really interesting. I like turtles. I've heard all these good things about Joy Toy. Their Warhammer stuff does look cool. This could be really awesome. But then they actually revealed them, and they do look well done, but they're just not really my turtles. This is like there's just too much detail in them for what I want from a turtle. And they've got these things where they put like metal plates nailed to their shells and things like that.
I know what you mean.
And
So
lots of
what-
extra
what's
bags
going on
and
with
pouches.
Raphael's?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were like tusks or something, but it's his smile, isn't it, on Raphael? I thought it was like he had, I thought it looked like he had tusks or something going on.
It's just his angry face.
It's just his angry, yeah, just sort of like, you know.
So yeah,
That is a very angry turtle's head. Very angry turtle's head.
So he's looking at his hands and going, these aren't flippers.
Yeah.
Have you not seen what's round his head? He's touching off.
What's happened to my flippers?
What's happened to my eyeballs? Yeah.
Yeah.
First you take away the flippers and now you're giving me tufts. What the hell's going on?
So yeah, Joy
Teenage
Toy
Mutant Ninja
Turtles.
Walruses.
I was excited when they teased them, but once they actually showed them off properly, I just went off them. And then this is a version of Leo Kaiser from Iron Factory. I do like Transformers Victory, and I actually have the Combiner Wars Leo Kaiser, which is a fun toy, but not particularly accurate to the cartoon. So when they started making these, I was a little bit tempted to get in on them, to have a really good version of Leo Kaiser. But I'm not a Legend scale collector. I collect the Hasbro mainline stuff. And in the end, I decided not to go for these for that reason, really. But I do think they look fantastic.
And so you jumped on the HasLab.
No, definitely not. I've never backed to HasLab, and I'm not going to. But yeah, so that was a third party that did really, really tempt me, but in the end, not enough to actually pull the trigger. Yes, and those are my choices for toys that I almost collected.
In response to what you just said, I've backed 2 HasLabs. And in completely other news, would you be interested in buying a G.I. Joe classified Dragonfly or Star Wars Vintage Collection Ghost? Completely unrelated, those topics, obviously.
Completely.
Do you know someone who's got one for sale, Gareth?
I might be able to get my hands on one of each for you. In fact, I could get my hands on 2 of the Dragonfly.
I nearly started collecting them, but I didn't. I stopped.
Bull poop.
Did he nearly start collecting Commodore 64s?
You wash your mouth out.
I must have spat a drink out then.
I know it was nearly gone, wasn't it?
I'll tell you categorically now, I in no way condone the collecting of Commodore 64. Oh, shit. I do not collect Commodore 64.
Oh, dear. So you see, the thing that I was thinking of for this was Starcom, because as a matter of logic, you would think that someone who likes spaceships a lot would go for, or would have gone for Starcom back in the day, and yet I never actually touched it. I don't, and I to this day I don't really know why. I don't know if the little magnetic-y figures put me off because I thought they'd break too easily or what. But I mean, the spaceships actually look pretty cool now that I look back at them, you know. But the only example of Starcom I now possess is a little teeny tiny one I picked up from Gareth's, and that's it. That meant, but even that one made me think, why did I not get into these? Because they transform a bit. They've got little action features to them. They're good. They seem to be quite decent toys, you know.
I dare say Paul's fallen asleep now, but on the rewatch of this, he's going to be jumping up and going, "Yeah, yes, Starcom."
Well, it's got 2 fans.
They're the only 2 people I ever know that mention it.
Maybe it's bigger in the States. I don't know. They had a cartoon and everything.
Did it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Starcom cartoon, yeah.
See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
You do? I did not know that.
Got a good intro, yeah.
And Ed's gone.
Ed's experiencing technical
Oh,
difficulties.
no, he's still here.
I'm yeah, it was my flap. My flap fell.
Well,
it needed more coconut. There was some, yeah. What question again?
Nobody knows at this point.
Oh yes, stuff that we we didn't mean to collect because we didn't want to. Yeah,
we almost didn't collect it.
Right, there was something. Yes, it's warm in here. I think I'm perimenopausal here. Right, so
It's warm, to be fair. He's gone bright red.
I know, it is warm, isn't it? First time I've had a bit of colour in me. I were at death's door earlier on today. I thought, I'm not long. Anyway, stuff we wouldn't collect. I got someone who follows me on my channels and stuff kindly sent me something back end of last year, and I was really, really impressed with it. And it took all me kind of willpower to not get into it and start collecting it. Yeah, and it's this stuff, Mythic Legions, and these are absolutely awesome figures. They're just a little over, I think they're about 7 inch or 7.5 inch. Massively articulated, really, really good quality, really great stuff. And it's been an absolute, it has been a struggle not to get in to start collecting these, but it's the kind of thing that it is a massive, massive rabbit hole. And it's one that if you go down, it's very expensive. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have picked up the odd other one here and there, but I've tried to kind of say, no, I can't get into this. I think the other one that I would say that I saw and I liked, and I was like, no, I can't get into this, and that would be the Mass of the Universe Origins stuff. I mean, I wasn't, as a kid, I loved the cartoon, the He-Man and Mass of the Universe cartoon, but I was never a fan of the figures as a kid, because
never
just
bought a figure.
I did get one. I remember getting one bought. I think it was for my 8th birthday. I got a He-Man, and it was like it stayed on its card because they were like a blister card, wasn't it? It stayed sealed up probably for about a good year and a bit. I just never, because it wasn't my thing. But when the Origins line came out, I was like, something, they look really good, especially because they added extra articulation and stuff. And I thought, and I'll be honest, I picked up a He-Man and I picked up a Skeletor, but it was just like, again, it was like, no, because it was too tempting to start getting more. I was like, I'll get an Orko, I'll get a Man-at-Arms. So it was like, no, they went. So I would say, yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Dave, because you went off, but that was the stuff that.
Yeah.
They
do look really good, the Mythic Legions.
Yeah, I'd like to collect, but I can't. I remember speaking to Gareth when I first got that one through, and it was a case of, if anything could get me to sell my Transformers collection and start collecting something else, it would be them. They would be the thing to do it. That or old, the old 70s diecast stuff that I had as a kid. So, but yeah, but I think that happens a lot with collectors, like ourselves. There's so much distraction, so much shiny, that we have to try and be tough with ourselves, I think.
Yeah.
Disciplined.
That's the name of the game.
It's like when you say when the Origins, the vehicles tempt me with that line. Because they just look really fun.
Sorry, what was that?
Play with. As you say with the Masters Universe, the Origins, it's the vehicles that tempt me with that line.
Yeah.
Because they look like something you can mess with, just like the old days when I was a kid. They just look like really fun to pick up and play with.
Yeah. Was it the Adam one? Was it like Sky Sled or something he came with? The Adam figure?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Like a Flash
it's this what? Sorry, Andy.
It was like a Flash Golden rocket sled, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
like
yeah. But with it being the Origins line, they seem to be able to sit and hold on better than the original figures.
Makes sense.
Has everyone been
To the toilet? No, it's been a while.
No. Stuff that you didn't collect.
Maybe,
Well, one thing that I never collected back in the day was STDs. It was an opportunity that never came to me. And I've just never got round to it. So that's something that I do regret. But at least I don't have to worry about getting rid of them.
So you didn't.
I do
almost
there's
collect
not
them.
much. There's not much of a market for them, is there, at the moment? So,
What's that, Star Trek diecast?
Yeah, Star Trek Discovery. I don't know. In all honesty, pretty much everything I've always wanted to collect at some point, maybe not at the time, but at some point I have gone on to collect it. There was a. It's about 20 years ago, I think we got the Batman Arkham Asylum video game. It must be about 18, 20 years ago now. They did a series of action figures that went with it, and I wanted to get them. And I was like, I'm not starting another range of Batman figures. It's like, I've got Batman figures. I mean, I don't have them now. I got rid of them years ago, but I'm not getting another series of Batman figures. And then they went on and brought the Arkham City ones out, and I was like, I wish I got them. I'm going to go back and get them now. And by then, which is literally a year, 2 years later, the Arkham City figure, the Arkham Asylum figures were a fortune. So I didn't get them. But in hindsight now, I probably wouldn't have wanted them. And I probably have had them traded in at the shop since, and I've let them go. But one thing that I remember seeing in the shops when I was a kid, and I think I was just sort of like coming out of the toy stage. There's no illusions. I'm a big Manta Force collector. As a kid, I loved Manta Force. I still think the Manta Force itself is the best toy in the history of toys. And had these come out a little bit sooner, I would have been all over them. And that's the Mighty Max stuff. And as you get older and you start collecting toys from your childhood, yeah, Mighty Max has really appealed. So I have ended up collecting it. So it might not be something that I never collected, but I didn't then, but I do now.
At the time. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I fitted in with your question that you didn't actually ask properly then, yeah? Excellent. So we've got, in keeping with the earlier topic, you see, I'm sticking in with it here. I've got the ice alien. And yeah, they're usually heads of some weird, bizarre looking creature. I'm on big screen now. They're normally heads of some weird, bizarre looking creature that's usually a really good design, and I don't think this one's any different. You'll usually find that something from the inside that becomes a playable part is poking out to the outside, as is the case with this one. It's the tongue. And you open it up, and that tongue is actually the alien creature on the inside of this ice base. There's two other alien creatures that they don't move. They're just sort of like on a ball, so they spin around. I always think of them more as guns, turrets. You get a little ice excavating robot. Genius ideas. I'm really going it with Bluebird toys tonight. And obviously the main man himself, or the main boy himself, Mighty Max. This one's got a green hat. Usually it's red, but you can get purple, blue, pink, neon green. Can't get him back in now. Very good, Steve. I just caught that comment. You keep looking on my website, and when you get to checkout, you click buy.
What? Click buy? Is it like buy?
Yeah, B-U-Y. Pay.
Just
So
need to put a buy all button on the homepage.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Once I could retire. I would retire then. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of to fit in with that kind of question. There's probably other things, that I've ended up collecting that I couldn't in the past, but yeah, I can't think of it now. And it's not like I've had several days to think of it, but the question was posed differently.
And that bombshell.
That bombshell.
It's Lee's turn, isn't it?
Right, Lee, what question do you want to answer?
Yeah. So why do I collect Eris's Prime and why is he the best? Well, he's like,
Was there
it's
a
like-
question? Was there a question that you wanted to answer, but you didn't answer?
Or was there a question that you wanted to answer that nobody's asked?
Yeah.
And you got the answer right.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Don't know, but if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one here to hear it, does it make a sound?
Who cares?
Oh no. Okay.
Why are people still watching this?
How many viewers have you got at the moment? I can't see.
Not me. I think it's just the people that won't say this car crash ends.
9 apparently.
I'm insulted. I'm insulted.
No, it's not. It's not on your part. That's the way we describe our show altogether.
It's a very slow car crash.
So all with it. Yeah, like I say, it's if I wasn't collecting Transformers, one thing that probably would be Power Ranger Megazords, because they have they do have a certain charm to them.
Yeah.
I am tempted by them. So if I weren't collecting robots, I'll probably collect robots. Answer that question. Or Mask, like the new ones from the Royal Subjects. I'm really tempted to get them. I remember having some of the old ones.
I've heard mixed things about those, though. I don't know. I don't know what the consensus is on them.
We won't really know until they hit the ground running, really, in terms of what the QC is like and all that kind of thing. I think they look pretty good.
Oh, they look nice.
Just from the photos we've seen.
And they're bringing out the main 3 I want on the first wave, so that I'm happy with that.
Again, another thing I didn't collect. You see, I don't know what it was. I think I saw them at a friend's house. And I just didn't think much to the quality of them. They seemed very flimsy. I don't know if that's fair or not, but
Yeah, I had cousins that had them, way back when, and it was like they didn't seem as a tough toy, But
The Megazords.
no, the mask.
The mask.
Oh, the mask. Sorry, I didn't realise we flicked over from that. I was busy.
Oh no, Megazords are well past my day. But I get the thing. I get the attraction of them. Like I said, big robots. Well, they're not. Well, yeah, kind of robot looking. Yeah,
mecha. Yeah.
Mech. And I don't know anyone that would be collecting mecha things. I mean, rubbish, aren't they? No one collects mech.
No one collects.
Nah.
You'll be taking the mech.
Badum.
Indeed.
I know that bombshell.
And on that bombshell.
Was not as tough as Tonka, says Phil. Well, no, not many toys were.
No.
What I didn't realise is that Tonka had brought out a range of plush.
What?
As in trucks, the dumper trucks, but they're plush.
Cuddly trucks.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I suppose you could still drop them down your stairs and they're not going to break, are they?
Well, the kids can take them to bed, can't they? Have a cuddle with a truck.
Their favourite dump truck.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, if they take a proper Tonka truck to bed, they'd get a concussion during the night.
They could always try a Teddy, just
Speaking
saying.
of bed.
Hint.
Is it that time of night?
Yes.
Andy wants to go get a cocoa.
What a cup of tea.
He wants a coconut macaroon.
Well, I've got a few. I've got a few to spare. Here you go, Andy. That's for you.
Me.
Me, to you.
To me, to you.
Exactly.
Right then, well, on that bombshell, let's all say our good nights. So, lads, Gareth, where can we find you?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, well,
You
Find him
can
on the
find
Cosmic
me.
Council, innit?
You can find me at Cosmic Toys in Dewsbury or laid up on the couch at home. You'll find me on YouTube at Cosmic Toys or Cosmic Toy Man. Same at Facebook. Same at Instagram. Cosmic Toys or Cosmic Toy Man in any and all of those places.
lovely. Ed, where can we find you?
Instagram and Facebook. Vaults of Iacon. Oh, I've got a website as well. Vaults of Iacon. That's right.
I've got one of them as well.
Oh, fancy.
And obviously on the Cosmic Council every fortnight.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
Yeah, when I turn up.
When you can be bothered.
Yeah, when I'm bothered. You know. Part-timer.
So if you can't make it, Dave, I'll give you a shout, or Phil, or Lee, even. Phil? Oh God, that would be a very interesting one if he was on.
Andy, where can we find you?
You can find me here on the YouTubes. I've got a prototype Facebook thing happening, but I'm not quite sure about it yet. Ditto Insta, even more prototypey. And I've got a very old school web page called the Starfleet Expo on my homepage, which has nothing to do with Excelsior's domain, but was a precursor to things of this nature. So that's at sfxb.co.uk.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Dave, what about you? Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky now as well as Dave Nipples.
Lovely. Do you not have a website? Everyone else seems to.
No.
No, we don't do websites here.
Only the old people do websites.
All the old ones. And you can find me at Here's Lily on Blue Sky or on the YouTubes. And I think that'll be a good. We had a good chat tonight, a good time. Thank you very much for coming on. And I think we shall wish you all a very good night.
Thanks for
And hope
tuning
to
in,
see you
everyone.
all. See you all next time.
See you later.
Good night, all.
Bye.